One second. All right, everybody. So we're here with my man Tony. Tony's been a client with me for over 6 months, I would say.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's about right.
And then just real quick, Tony, just tell everybody your age and like what do you do for work?
I'm 35 and I'm a server engineer for AMD. So it just involves doing a lot of troubleshooting on machines and making sure that they stay up and running.
Cool. And I know you have a martial arts background, but like before training with us at Pursuit, what was your experience with like fitness or like strength training and all that type of stuff?
I worked out for like a solid year when I was working part-time at the community college that I started at. I was working part-time, so I'd go in to work in the afternoon, and before that I'd like get my workout in. And I worked out with this like big old brawly dude, like like strong man looking dude, like lots of hypertrophy or whatever. And we worked out for a while, and we tried different techniques and stuff like that. But I only like saw so much progress before I plateaued, and I got really frustrated. And it was a combination of that and also trying to ask a girl out that I liked at the gym, and her telling me no, that made me not want to go to the gym again. So it was a huge break. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty much my entire experience weightlifting. Honestly, I wish that somebody had taught me like the whole concept of weightlifting and everything at an early age. I would have started earlier.
Yep. Yeah, I can definitely understand that things get awkward when you're trying to chase.
When she works there.
Yeah.
Try to ask for a number.
Yeah, trying to chase tail at the place of then like the whole time, like between each set, you're like looking over, you're like, did she see that? Did she see that? I did 2 extra reps. All right. So talk a little bit about the like results you've had so far within the 6 months and like what your original goals were and where you're at now.
So I wanted to train for performance. Like I wanted to make my overall performance in the martial arts better. I wanted to be like a little more explosive with my punches and moreover in my stances too. Because like kind of moving in a particular stance and not just letting your feet kind of do whatever they want is kind of really important to maintaining your footing and getting proper punching power in our art anyway, in my particular martial art. So I wanted to be what happened?
In all of them.
In all of them, yeah.
Base.
So like I wanted to be able to move faster, punch harder, be able to pick up people and toss them over my head eventually. I wanted to be able to do all those things. And I kind of didn't want to like I look really young for my age. And I'm definitely 35, I can guarantee you, but I didn't want to like kind of age like a lot of other people do, because like I've always been like super hyper and like very energetic and move around a lot, and I don't want to lose that. So a lot of people just kind of let themselves go and they don't work out, they don't keep up with the maintenance. So they kind of shrink down or not really able to walk very well when they get to their 60s. And I really don't want to be that guy. Like I want to be like I am forever, like or for as long as possible. So so I've seen like tremendous results. Like I haven't plateaued. I've been like increasing, like my strength like has gone up massively beyond what it was before when I was training for that year. So and 6 months too. In 6 months, I've seen more progress than I've seen in an entire year of training with this buff guy, like super hypertrophic buff guy, bodybuilder dude that I knew in college. So I mean, it's been pretty great results. I definitely feel more explosive. I definitely move a lot faster, punch harder. So all the goals are being met.
Awesome. And they will continue to be met because the word plateau is not in my dictionary.
Yeah, I don't like limits. I have a problem with limits.
They're bumps. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, I hit a plateau. Plateau's flat. It should be a bump. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I noticed my bench didn't go up or whatever. Yeah, no big deal. Let me see your 1 rep max. Okay, boom. It's back. It's your upper back needs work or your triceps need work. Perfect. We'll go hammer that for 2 weeks. Go try it again, or do some sort of other variation. But
Yeah, yeah.
what's up, man? Someone just walked in the gym. All right, and then just real quick, talk about what you think about our knowledge as trainers and like the overall like customer experience with like Pursuit.
Honestly, it's been a very professional and very customer oriented experience. Like Stefan or Coach Mike here is like never let me down as far as like whenever I have questions or need help with something, there was there right away to help me out. Like sometimes there are exercises in there that I've never done before, like the Zercher deadlift. I was a little scared of doing that Zercher deadlift at first because I was like, everything tells me like you're not supposed to like kind of curve your back at all. Like when you do a deadlift, that's how I was traditionally taught. But like when
Yep.
you go to grab somebody like underneath the legs or whatever, you're not doing like perfect flat back. It's just not a thing. So you gotta be able to like lift a certain amount of weight and like if you're hoping to pick up and throw a human being, then you've got to be able to like kind of work in those slightly awkward positions. So did it with a lighter weight than that I would usually do a traditional deadlift, but it felt good, didn't feel bad. Everything worked. When I had questions about like the whole block, the block deadlifts and the block push-ups, since I had never done that before, you were keen to help me right away. So overall, it's been a really professional and really, really good experience, having all the help and support. I'll post on Instagram, post videos. Originally, I started as form videos, and I was like, started seeing people on Instagram. So I was just like, okay, I'll just post since I'm already doing this anyway, so I might as well just post it.
Yep.
Um, so it's been great to have the support there, and I think it's really like it really separates you in the market, in a saturated market where you have so many trainers, to have that like particular niche thing that you guys have, where you have like a different trainer that specializes in a particular thing. And the fact that you can like create a customized workout plan, that's usually most, from what I've seen from other trainers, they usually have like a preset workout plan. Like if you're trying to lose weight, whatever, they have this particular one that they like template that they kind of toss out to you. But it seems like you look at like what I need flexibility too, and that was one of my goals. And it looks like you look at like what I need work on, and you kind of adjust to that, and you give me workouts to like particularly help with that. Like the whole hip issue, like not being able to like kind of having limited hip mobility when I need to throw kicks. Like you've given me like a bunch of different hip exercises that I never would have heard of otherwise, like the pigeon hip lunge.
Yep.
I did that. Felt my hips open up a little more. So that was good. I could throw my kicks higher. I'm getting everything that I wanted. So great value,
Yeah.
great program.
Obviously, it makes my job a hell of a lot easier when you actually listen and I don't have to chase you around and hey, did you go to the gym this week? No, I couldn't. My cat fell out of a tree or whatever. Yeah, people just come up with the most random excuses. But yeah, the way I see it is like obviously you get what you give in, and you get me the more you give in, and you've been crushing it. So obviously, I'll always I'm more inclined to answer you right off the bat. I'm like, oh, Tony's at the gym. Don't worry, I got him, even though I'm driving or whatever. Like, no big deal. But it's I'll do a voice memo or something. But yeah, it's awesome, man. Obviously, people that are receptive, it's just nature, like a coaching or whatever. The coach is more likely to stay after for an extra 20 minutes to work with the kid that's like super, what's the word? It's like motivated and shows like discipline and drive, which obviously you have from martial arts. So that's awesome. But all right, yeah. So I won't keep you here too much longer. I got a client in a couple minutes, but overall, I would just say like, what if you had to like pick? How am I going to word this? If you had to pick like an ideal client, or if somebody was a little skeptical about like training virtually, or I wouldn't say virtually because you're on your own. We say online coaching. Like, who would you recommend us to? Like, what
Um,
avatar would you recommend us to?
like what kind of person would I recommend
Yeah,
you to?
yeah, or me, or the company. It's all
Okay.
you.
Um, definitely anybody that's like training for any kind of athletic goals. Fat loss too. Pretty much. I mean, y'all have such a diverse range of specialties that like anybody who's looking to work out that can pay for a trainer, that I would recommend them to you guys, like bar none. Like I don't have any like other trainers that are, especially ones that I've seen or met before, that are like, yeah, go to this guy instead. No, it's
Yeah, he's good at this
y'all
one
got
thing or
everything.
whatever. Yep. Yep.
You're a jack of all trades, which is something that I strive to be, and I'm always a student. Like I always consider myself a lifetime student. So
Lifetime white belt. That's what I
yeah,
said. Yep.
yeah, no
100%.
avoiding that.
Yep. No, but absolutely. And that quote is always, they always use that quote, like, oh, jack of all trades, master of none. But there's a second part, and it's like, but it's better to be a master of none than a master, or was it a master of none than a master of just one?
Yeah.
So there's a tons of research on being a generalist versus being a specialist. And if you see it in business and you see it in life, the generalist is usually the person that's in charge, that like has the brain and mentality to be in charge of other people, and then they hire the specialists to do some very specific task. Like, oh, cool, you're gonna count these numbers, okay? All right, see you later. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, 100%, man. You got to be prepared for anything in life, and
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, I don't care about strength. I don't care about physique. Yeah, until someone's mugging you or trying to mug you, whatever, and they grab your wrist, and you can't let go because you're weak. Because all you care about is having the abs, and they would have better abs if they were stronger too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
nothing beats strength, man. Nothing beats strength.
strength is never a weakness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
Yep.
it's just night and day. Like you can learn all the skills that you want. You can learn all the martial arts that you want. You can bodybuild to your hypertrophic and like build and
Can't
big
wipe your
and
butt.
balloon muscles. And if you can't like say one of my servers, like my servers are like 50 to 70 pounds a piece. If you can't hold that in place to rack it, I
Yeah,
mean, you can use a lift, but sometimes you can't. It doesn't go high enough or it
yep.
doesn't go low enough. So
If it falls,
sometimes you got to manhandle that thing.
yeah. What if it falls on you? Do you want to get crushed by it, or do you want to be able to like catch it and then lower it safely?
Exactly. Like, exactly. Also, who wouldn't want to be able to throw another human being over their head? I mean, come on.
You're pretty good at it. But yeah, I
It's
was
pretty
gonna say,
great.
you being with your computer background or whatever, right? I use these analogies all the time. I train a couple other people as well that are into computers. My buddy's a programmer, and I explained to him, I'm like, especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu and martial arts, right? View that as the software. If your hardware is shit and it can't run the software, you know what I mean? So like you get these guys like, oh, I did jiu-jitsu 5 days a week. I earned my black belt or whatever, and then they're broken. They had double knee replacements, shoulders surgery, can't move their hand over here. It's like, cool, man, you know all this knowledge, but you can't use it. And that purple belt, who's healthy and twice as strong as you, is going to smash you.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
you definitely need a balance of both, and that's what we try to do here, and especially obviously my martial arts background, and to transfer that knowledge to you, it's a blessing, and I'm glad to have you on board. But that's pretty much all I got for you. Any last words? Final word.
Not if you're looking for a coach, go with Pursuit. Like there's no other reason to go with anyone else, in my opinion.
Hell yeah. All right, Tony. That concludes this interview. I appreciate it, man.
No
We stopped
problem.
recording.